What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. It's Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. A little after 6:30 here in the evening in the great state of New York. Today, we installed a Lochinvar XCalibur premium condensing tankless water heater with X3 technology. It's fire. This Lochinvar XCalibur tankless water heater, it replaced a 12-year-old Rheem 50-gallon gas-fired water heater that literally has seen better days. You know, if you expect to drive your car continuously without changing the oil, rotating the tires, getting new brakes, when it falls apart, you don't ask the mechanic why, because you already know, right? Same applies for your mechanical systems in your home. You know, you gotta change the anode rods every few years. You gotta flush out the water from the bottom of the water heater with the drain valve. Well, that's a thing of the past with a tankless water heater from the folks at Lochinvar. One of the biggest disadvantages of having a tankless water heater until the XCalibur was that you had to do descaling on a religious basis. You know, every year you have to descale the machine, because if you don't, it's going to fall apart. But what's great about the Lochinvar XCalibur, there's virtually no maintenance whatsoever. Descaling is a thing of the past with the X3. Check out this install, guys. So today we're taking out this Rheem 50-gallon gas-fired water heater that's 14 years old and putting in the Lochinvar XCalibur, which features X3 technology. It's an exclusive design to the Lochinvar family. No maintenance. Heat exchangers guaranteed for 15 years. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the Lochinvar XCalibur. This features the X3 technology. It's their premium condensing tankless water heater. As you guys may know, Lochinvar is a subsidiary of the A.O. Smith Company. A few years ago, about a decade ago, Lochinvar was bought out by them. It's a great arrangement. The non-unionized plant workers, they're all like family. Great, amazing team they got over there in Lebanon, Tennessee. This is our first X3 installation by Lochinvar. What's great about the X3, that black canister right there, never has to be changed. There's no maintenance. And you never, ever have to descale this unit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we installed the XCalibur as a high efficiency upgrade from the Rheem 50-gallon gas-fired atmospheric burning water heater that was sitting here for this 4-bathroom home here in Lawrence, New York. Customer needed a high efficiency solution. They didn't want to run out of hot water, and this is the perfect solution. There are 3 models available, 160, 180, and 199,000 BTUs, all that have the X3 scale prevention module. And I'll show you this right here. There is the heat exchanger without X3, and there's the heat exchanger with X3. It's revolutionary, guys. One of the drawbacks of having a tankless water heater is the need for annual maintenance. So theoretically, any fuel savings by not having 50 gallons or 40 gallons of standby water 24/7, by having a tankless water heater, which heats the water on demand, tankless, there's no storage of water, any savings you're going to get with that transition from a tank-style water heater to a tankless-style water heater. Well, before XCalibur and the X3 technology, you needed to descale the tankless heat exchanger on an annual basis, sometimes even twice a year. Your mileage may vary, but at a minimum, you're going to be descaling the system twice a year. So any fuel savings, as far as more money in your pocket, well, that's just going to go to the plumber once a year when you have the system serviced. What's great about this XCalibur, no maintenance of descaling. Pretty epic. We have a heavy-duty stainless steel heat exchanger design with an integrated recirculating pump and this cool little display. Intuitive, it tells us a lot what's going on in there. But what's amazing with this Lochinvar XCalibur, we have a 22-to-1 turn down ratio. Essentially, that means we got 22 speeds. We got a gas pedal on your water heater. Sometimes you don't need to be running at 100% pedal to the metal. Sometimes you need to be cruising to the park doing 15 miles an hour with the woman on the side. And if your woman's name is Jenny and her number is 8675309, you know what I'm talking about. Let's take the 2 screws out of the bottom of the front cover of this unit and take a peek inside, because I'm very curious. All right, I removed the 2 screws on the bottom. We have 2 little latches on top. I'm gonna lift up this module cover, and let's take a peek under the hood, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that beautiful heat exchanger, stainless steel heat exchanger. Excellent. Look at this. Let's go over this real fast. All right, let's start at the bottom. We have our temperature and pressure relief valve. It connects right there to that factory installed connection. You'll take the cap off, and there's outside threads and inside threads. You'll screw in the included temperature and pressure relief valve right on that. Okay. Below the mid unit, that black canister, that's our X3 cartridge. Remember, it never has to be changed. Right behind this control board is going to be our gas valve. Above, we have our heat exchanger. We're going to have our flame sensor right there. We're going to have our ignition rod and ignition transformer, the igniter. Right there, we have our air pressure switch, fan motor assembly. And below that is our internal recirculating pump and bypass valve to the left of that. On the top, we have our exhaust port for combustion and our exhaust 2-inch combustion air intake. Our water connections is going to be a 3/4 male pipe thread on the domestic hot water outlet and the inlet, so you'll be using some 3/4 female adapters. Our gas is 1/2 inch. We're going to size up to 3/4, and we have our union and our gas valve. Now remember, our old water heater was standing right here, vented into the chimney, and we just manipulated the piping a little bit to accommodate the XCalibur. It's a beautiful machine, and it's whisper quiet. Now, speaking of our combustion air intake and our exhaust, I'm gonna keep it honest, keep it real. I am a little pissed off about this. You see that? You see that? That is not a 5/16 connection or a 1/4 inch connection. You're gonna need a flat slotted screwdriver to tighten up the stainless steel band that holds on the PVC exhaust on the fresh air intake. Why did they use a 5/16 screw to make that more accommodating to the installers out there? I don't know, but it's a little pet peeve of mine. Use standardized connections and fittings for your equipment. This is dumb. I'm sorry, but everything else in here is pretty cool. On our left side, we're going to have our model and serial number rating plate, followed by the energy guide. You're going to see that the estimated yearly energy cost is $219. Again, your mileage may vary, and that's also based on a therm factor of a cost right there. On the opposite side, more detailed rating plate with the model number. The type category this is a category 4 tankless water heater using 110 volts, 5 amps maximum. Natural gas, we have 199,000 BTU input, and a minimum, that 22-to-1 turn down ratio is 9,000 BTUs. Gas pressure for natural gas is going to be max inlet of 10.5 inches of water column, minimum 3.5 inches. And a maximum working pressure for domestic water of 150 PSI. Now, this model can be used indoor or outdoor. Just make sure that if you have any freezing conditions that you install it on an indoor location where it's not going to freeze up. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope that you learned something new today. And if you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area and you're tired of getting bamboozled by your plumbing or HVAC contractor, Pipe Doctor Home Services, we do both. And we specialize in house calls. I can be reached at 516-348-6300 or save time. Book online at pipedoc.net. If you're considering replacing your water heater, there's a few great key points and advantages with the Lochinvar XCalibur. 3 different sizes, so regardless of size home, we got you covered. We have a 22-to-1 turn down ratio. That's essentially giving you the gas pedal instead of being pedal to the metal. So if you need a little bit of hot water, they got you covered. 15-year heat exchanger warranty, and it's made with stainless steel. It's a really an epic product. So if you need any help, give us a call, 516-348-6300. And one other thing, if you haven't subscribed to the Mikey Pipes Pipe Doctor YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. If you don't do it for me, at least do it for Stoli. He's a good boy. And if Stoli's not your type, maybe Gigi is. Have a great day. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.